Yo, you already know who it is. Bruh Migos podcast back with another weekly episode. And we're coming to you guys with a packed show today. MLB award reactions. Inside the NBA is on ESPN. College football, we got a new idea. We got to talk stuff like that. Buffalo, is it their year this year? Is Eli Manning a Hall of Famer and making pizza a Thanksgiving dish all the day? On our episode of Bruh Migos podcast, sit back, get your drink. We're in for one today. I'm going to go ahead and hit the music right about now.
Hit it, Playboy. What up? What up?
We're going to start off the show with some MLB award reactions to who got what. But before we dive into it, there was something that was said on our MLB awards prediction show, and I think you owe someone an apology.
That is true, my boy. So, guys, I, as you know, am perfect. But sometimes I'm not. And when it comes to my imperfections, I say things that are not as good as what they could be. So in the MLB preview episode, I said that the Braves would probably get like 4-5 starts of Chris Sale, and they need to just be happy about that. Guys, America, well, ladies, I was wrong. Wrong. The reason why I was wrong is because not only did he have more than 5 starts, not only did he have more than 5 wins, but the motherfucker won the Cy Young for the NL and went 18-3 with a 3 ERA. Let me actually get that right. 2.38 ERA. Excuse me. NL best 225 strikeouts. Over 177 innings, 177 and 2/3 innings. Guys, I couldn't have been more wrong about Chris Sale. Chris Sale, I owe you an apology. The apology needs to be as big as the disrespect. And sir, I disrespected you. So Rob, am willing to say that I am sorry. I was familiar with your game, but I didn't realize you was going to stay healthy. I know like in the past few years, you only spent like a few games with the Red Sox and all these other teams, only a smidge healthy. This time, you were more than a smidge healthy, and you did your damn thing. So, sir, congrats to you. I was wrong. But other than that, I was right about a lot of shit.
He was very wrong. Now, with that being said, with him winning the NL Cy Young Award, you had the AL Cy Young Award going to Tarek Skubal. He also had
a great year.
MLB career high, 18-4.
To be real, I was wrong about that too, as far as how good the Tigers were. But that's neither here nor there either. We won't talk about one.
228 strikeouts in 192 innings, league best, 2.9 ERA. He won the pitching triple crown. He was that guy this year. Tarek Skubal
dominating
was that guy, but very dominant. VP awards, you of course know, go to probably the 2 biggest bats in the league. In the NL, our boy Dodger Blue, even though he isn't on either one of our teams, we appreciate the man. Shohei Ohtani, 50-50 year, 310, 390, 646. SDH right now. He
is the best ever. The 3rd MVP in 4 years for Shohei. Now the 2nd ever to basically win the MVP in 2 leagues. Shout out to Frank Thomas, RIP Frank Thomas as well. One basically, like I said, his 3rd MVP in 4 years. This man is the best ever. World Series champion, 50-50 season. Still has like a 3 ERA for a career. Still has like a 945 OPS for his career. This man is damn near the best athlete ever. All right, he's done on both sides. Granted, he's going to pitch next year. He didn't pitch any this year. Don't pitch next year. But that man had the damn good season of damn good seasons. He is the best ever. I will not stop saying it. You will not make me say anything different. I got you with Bonds. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying Bonds ain't got no 3 ERA. The best ever is Shohei. Damn whatever anybody else say.
We're gonna have to debate best seasons, and shout out to Frank Thomas though. I
Frank
just
Robinson.
saw him in Frank Robinson. Shout out to Frank Robinson. Rest in peace. But I think it's not very often that you see somebody win it in both like NL and AL. Frank Robinson was like the last person. Like he's the only other person to do it, which is crazy. Because I thought somebody else would have done it by now. But a lot of guys that we really look at spend a lot of their career either in one league, or they just didn't do good if they switched or they had so much competition in another league. And of course, AL, Aaron Judge, masterpiece, 58 home runs this year, AL MVP. Rookie of the year, you gotta look at Paul Skeens. He was.
There was nobody else was gonna win it. Yeah, Jackson Merrill had a chance because he played all year, but it was 1.96 ERA, dog. That's crazy.
Ridiculous. 11-3 with a 1.96. Okay, 170 strikeouts. The man came into the MLB throwing ridiculous,
crazy. And to think about it, he was the number 1 overall pick a year ago. Like, so he didn't really spend any time in the minors. He only had like a couple handfuls of starts in the minors, blew them away, and then basically came up and then dominated in it as far as a rookie, dominated in the MLB. It's crazy, like what the year he had.
Yeah, and on the other side, AL Luis Gil, 10th Yankee to win AL Rookie of the Year, 15-win campaign, 171 strikeouts, 151 and 2/3 innings, over 29 starts. This year was a really great year for baseball. But we said that in the baseball preview episode that this was going to be a really great year for baseball. And of course, you had Steven won his Manager of the Year. Pat Murphy, NL League Manager of the Year. Clemente Award went to Salvador Perez this year. What else we missing? I want to talk about this. And whenever you put this up, they have the listing on MLB.com. The MLB first team and second team. Okay. I don't know if you got a chance to look at it. Okay.
Take a quick look.
I think this first team versus second team, just for shits and giggles, they should have a charity event and have it in play. Because these two teams, I feel like it would be ridiculous.
Probably be a great game.
Because first team was William Contreras, Vladdy on first, Cattell second, Bobby Witt short, Jose Ramirez third. Your outfielders would be Jose Ramirez, Aaron Judge, Juan Soto. Oh, your third baseman would be Ramirez. Outfielders would be Judge, Juan Soto, Mookie Betts, your DH is Shohei, and your starting pitchers you have Sale, Skubal, Skynes, Zach Wheeler, Corbin Burns, and you got Claude Say and Hensley as the relievers. Your second team, Salvador Perez, Bryce Harper, Jose Altuve, Lindor, Manny Machado, Jack Merrill in the outfield, Duran, Teoscar Hernandez in the outfield, and then Yordan, DH, okay? And you got Lugo, Cease, Shoto, you got Valdez, King is your starters, and then you got Mason Miller and Kirby Yates is your relievers.
That'd be a great game. I would love to see that game. Like, honestly, I second it. Like, if they could basically start, let's say next year prior to spring training, because they're already going to be doing the showcase games or I don't know if they're going to do it next year, with the showcase games of the minor leaguers, like the prospects, like the top prospects. This would be a great game to also have as well. Like, granted, I know that teams are not keen on basically having their guys ramp up like this, but to basically have like a kind of pseudo all-star game like before the season, even if it's like a fucking softball game, I love to see these motherfuckers on the field playing against each other.
Love to see. It could be softball. They could do this as softball if they want. They'll be holler at me and Rob will come over and we'll commentate a little bit.
We right here, buddy.
We got y'all. But I thought about it. I was like, man, that'd be a hell of a little game to watch right there, to watch them play. Like, it would be amazing to watch. But it was a great year. Like I said, and then look, Of course, you had your Golden Glove Awards and your Silver Slugger Awards. You got the list up, Robert? Do you need it real quick?
I got it right here.
You see Golden Glove, American League, Cal Riley, Carlos Santana, Jimenez, Bregman, Bobby Witt. Those are glove guys. Those American League glove guys, whenever I think about it, especially Bobby Witt makes a lot of plays out there.
Bobby Witt is damn near perfect.
He
would
really
have been
does.
the MVP if it was like if Aaron Judge didn't have the like damn near like not damn near amazing season that he had, it would have been Bobby Witt Jr. very easily. It was crazy. To be honest, it was crazy that Shohei and Aaron Judge were both unanimous MVPs because of how great Bobby Witt Jr. had a season he was. I think he was like a 40-40 dude, like I think it was like his third. I think he was either 30-30 or 40-40, but it was like his third or fourth consecutive. No, I think it was his like third consecutive 30-30 season, and like yeah, he had a phenomenal season this year.
But it wasn't just that, dude. Look at how many guys played so well this year, and those dude was still on top. Lindor had a great year. Bobby Witt had a great year. You had a bunch of guys had great years this year. Machado had a good. Ketel Marte had a great. Guys had great years, and Jurickson had a great year. The guys had great years, and you were just overshadowed. This is one of those years where you could get swept under the rug, and you had a great year in baseball, and it's like people are going to remember, oh, but Judge and Shohei were top of it, and that's what most people are going to remember, and you're going to be like, didn't I have a goddamn great year that year? And I didn't.
Just straight overshadow. And it sucks to them because it's just like, they should get something for that. Because like Francisco Lindor was basically an integral piece to the Mets becoming a playoff team. Same with Bobby Witt Jr. But it was just like, damn, like they get nothing. Like it's crazy.
They're not going to get it. And if you look at, and I will say this, if you look at the Silver Slugger Awards, the Dodgers got 3 people over there. They got Teoscar, they got Ohtani, and they got Betts.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like I said, it's just a great year in baseball. And I know some of y'all are going to be like, man, these dudes love baseball. And yes, we do love baseball.
Yes.
Yeah, we really do. It's just that simple, you know. And Chris Sale was a comeback
because of course
NL comeback.
Who else was it gonna be?
Yeah, and they holler about outstanding DH coming off of Tommy John surgery. Shohei freaking smacked the MVP out of everybody. 50-50 year MVP. It's just
love it.
Just like I said, it was too much of a great year in baseball this year, and I can't wait to see it next year. Like, I really can't. I just can't wait to see it next year. But we're going to move on from me and Rob, you know, going on and on and on. So, before the show, you know, we make notes. We do all kind of stuff. We come up with our topics for y'all. And today, I wanted a really good kind of engaging topic. And I had it, okay? Watching college football, and I got pissed off. Okay. And as soon as I got pissed off, opened up my goddamn Word document with the typing and notebook. Talking about this shit today. And I got hot, and it's somewhere somebody's like, so if somebody would have saw me typing, they were like, what the hell is he mad about right now? And I'm going to tell you guys right now. This college playoff shit needs to be reworked right
already.
Now. Okay? Indiana, I'm looking at
your ass.
You the first one I'm looking at, Indiana, and there's gonna be somebody out there who's an Indiana fan that's gonna be like, "Why is he beefed out?" I'm going to explain exactly. You about to learn why I'm beefed out with y'all. First of all, we're gonna get to this. So, for everybody who doesn't know how the college 12 teams work, 12 teams will be selected from the playoff field. The 4 highest ranked conference teams will be seeded 1 through 4, each receive a first round bye. 5 through 12 teams selected 5 through 12 will play each other in the first round for home field advantage of a high ranked team. Okay, all of that shit sounds kind of smooth, right? Till you know that strength of schedule doesn't play any part in this, okay? So that means if you just gotta win,
baby.
And looking at Indiana today, who finally took a loss to number 2 ranked Ohio State, they lost like 38-15. They only have one loss on their record, whereas a team like Georgia, who has a tougher strength of schedule, has a few losses right now, and they may or may not get a good chance at this year. Granted, me and Rob talked about this. Florida State probably would have skated in there last year because they were undefeated up until a certain point. The quarterback got hurt, and they kind of said, F it, didn't play anybody, but they literally could have skated through and wouldn't have had to play anybody really until later on. And you may say, well, Price, what's the problem with this? I don't want them to feed me a bullshit ass championship game. Okay? I just don't. So, me and my bramigo right here have a few ideas. First of all, we need to get this thing divisioned in Division 1 the hell out. Yeah. So we're thinking 5 different blocks, 4 with 27, 1 with 26 teams, okay? And we're going to have to promote and demote per season, okay? Because you're not going to feed me no stupid ass game, okay? I'm talking to you guys up there in college football land. Y'all aren't going to feed me any stupid ass game. Because that's where we're headed. That's literally where we're headed. Now, to kind of, give a better side of what we mean by promotion, Rob kind of explains to them how they do it with soccer and other different
So
leagues.
In the different leagues, like when it comes to international, like in Europe and all that, they have promotion and relegation. So promotion, certain teams, or they call it the table, but essentially it's the standings. They basically are promoted to said league. So like the Champions League or not the Champions League, like the Premier League, all these other different leagues, they have other smaller leagues or lesser tiered leagues that basically those teams come up. So like Leicester City, if anybody remember that, like some years ago, they were promoted up to the Premier League and actually won the Premier League. So some teams have it to where they get promoted up and basically win it all. Some teams get relegated and then they have to basically stave off relegation, all those kind of things. So we were thinking, like, as far as with college football, if these teams were basically in, like, say 2017, 2016 leagues, and they would basically have different tiers. So you got the top tier that has the, top teams, let's say like the Georgias, the Alabamas, all these different teams that are up there, Notre Dame right now, Ohio State, like they'll have those teams all the way down. And like that second tier is going to have like the kind of like middling tier teams or the teams that wasn't going to be in that top league. So let's say like, I guess Colorado now, basically certain teams that are about up there, but not quite up there. Like basically, but have it to where those top teams that make the playoff, and that's the top league. And then those bottom teams that basically don't make the cut, they get demoted down to that next league. So it would have to be kind of screwy, because I know like when it comes to these TV contracts, they would have, they're supposed to be like, hey, this team is up here, this team is, supposed to be worse. So like say if an SEC team becomes like a tier 3 team, let's say like Georgia, for example, they become like a tier 3 team, ABC ain't gonna like that shit, or ESPN or Disney ain't gonna like that shit. Same thing if like say, they're not a Big Ten team, but let's say like Notre Dame becomes the next tier down or whatever, then basically NBC ain't gonna like that shit. But essentially, yeah, this is what would be better than kind of where it's constructed now. And you basically get to see teams come up, teams fight to come up, because that's what a lot of people that love soccer would say. They like that kind of promotion relegation kind of shit, because it's like you get to hear these stories and get to see like teams that basically work to become something, and you could kind of follow them a little bit closer than what it is now. But yeah, that's just a thought.
Yeah, let's make this an actual gladiatorial fight in college football for the best of the best. Let's not hand somebody a chance at a championship that doesn't really deserve a chance at a championship. Because in the end, whenever it's all going to be said and done here soon, Indiana still might have a chance at getting in there. Okay? Because the first thing they're going to say is right now they only have one loss. Okay? Which they could end up with just that one loss. which is kind of quite unfair to like a lot of people. Okay, it is going to be unfair to like quite a lot of people. And I know somebody's out there, but I don't want to see a team. Well, I want to see the best of the best. Okay, let us. You know what? College football, y'all got all that money. Figure out how to pot some of that money, and it can go to some of these lesser teams if they get out
also,
there.
y'all could pay these niggas actual salaries too.
Yes. Let's make this actually work. You know. And I hate you, Michigan, because Bryce Underwood flipped. I just want to let you know that
Brian Kelly, come on down, cause your ass get the fuck out of here. That's the death knell. This is on Brian Kelly, and I mean, granted, they also it was also not. I mean, it was Michigan, but it was Tom Brady. Like they gave that nigga $12 million, and I understand it, dog. Like it should have been a bidding war. Shaq, you got all those money. Sell some fucking Papa John's franchises and get our boy back. And so we can have a decent ass quarterback. You see, Colorado got the number 2 motherfucker out there. Why couldn't you motherfuckers big bank Michigan? Yes, they got Big Ten money. You got fucking SEC money. They got some money down there in the bayou. Shaq, James Carville, somebody else, me kinda. Like, some of you motherfuckers could pony up some goddamn money, all right?
Brady, I know you was out there fucking with the church's money, giving these people this money to go ahead and get this done. Touche, bitch nigga. Touche. I just want to let you know.
Touche, bitch nigga, indeed. This is bullshit.
Because I just knew we had this, man. And then I take a nap. Rob, I take a nap and wake up. And I got 2 missed phone calls. I got ESPN alerts. I got all of this shit going on. And what's the first thing I see? Hey, bro, Bryce Underwood flipped. What? Turn to Twitter. Bryce Underwood is going on. What? I took a nap and this man switched schools, bro.
Horrible shit. Horrible shit.
I was like, well, this is a hell of a way to wake up my nap. Just I'm happy. I'm like, yeah, we not doing good right now, but we got Harlem Barry coming in. We got Bryce Underwood coming in. He's gonna be practicing for the ball. Yeah, we gonna be ready next year. And what do I get? Disappointment. As soon as I wake up from my nap, I just flipped the phone back over. I was like, I don't even want to talk about this anymore. I was like, I get beat out by. And I know somebody, well, that's it. That's where he's from. No.
Fuck that.
No. Supposed to be introducing them to gumbo and shit down here. Y'all gonna go ahead and get
Where's all this excess boudin gonna go? Alright? Where this fucking crawfish gonna go? Why ain't nobody answering the important questions right now?
None of them. Just did me dirty, bro. Just did me dirty. We
got so many shrimp po' boys that are gonna go wasted. Because this nigga wanna basically go to fucking Michigan. What the fuck is in Michigan? Ann Arbor. Fuck out of here. Hope you rot. Not that much. You're a black man. I hope you do well. But still.
Yeah. But you hurt me. You hurt
us as a family.
You hurt us bad.
Don't ever come to Mardi Gras, nigga.
They gonna egg him or something. They hide with him, right? Trust me, they hide with him
right now.
They really hide with him. They hide right now. They definitely hide with him, right? But as we talk about family, we're gonna go ahead and transition to the inside the NBA.
See my niggas on his motherfucking segues, nigga. See my nigga on this one.
On him. So as you guys know, Inside the NBA is now on ESPN.
Good job, Disney.
It ain't gonna be.
It's not. It's really
not.
Like, I was happy that it basically happened, but I'm like, ain't no way they're gonna make it like look, unless the only thing I can think about is unless it still airs on TNT somehow or some way, which I doubt that that's gonna be the case if basically ESPN, because essentially ESPN won it in a settlement from when TNT or Warner Brothers Disney or Discovery basically was like, hey, this shit is unfair how you guys are doing us. And so basically, somehow, some way, I don't know the minutia, y'all could go through it and look at it and research it yourself. but essentially in a settlement inside the NBA is going to be done, or it's going to be through TNT Sports as far as the production wise, but then distributed through ESPN. So essentially, they technically don't work for ESPN. Like the product is going to be, it's like kind of how only example I could think about is like UGK, but essentially like certain like you actually Megan Thee Stallion did this as well, but like a lot of Texas rappers, like they had distribution deals, like they weren't with certain companies, so they had distribution deals through other distributors, and that's how they basically stayed independent, but basically got their shit pushed out. Essentially, ESPN is going to distribute inside the NBA, but still also have their own properties, which I think are probably going to be, because they still gonna have the Wednesday games, I want to say, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think that those inside the NBA guys are going. Well, I guess they could. I don't know how it's going to actually go. We'll see how it goes, but I'm thinking like the studio show that ESPN had is still going to be there for the other games that inside the NBA ain't going to do. So that's the thing. We're going to get both instead of one or the other. So Stephen A ain't gone. I think that's going to be the case.
Yeah, no. Yeah. But it's going to be crazy. I just can't see it because I feel like ESPN, hopefully they let them be with their still same shenanigans and whatnot. They don't try to, restrict them or anything like that. I just hope that it's like the same show for the most part, because I don't want them to make it different. It's going to be something that I don't want to go.
We need basically Chris or Charles Barkley to still call San Antonio women big boned in the disrespectful way that he does. Yeah. But it's the disrespectful way that the people like, But that like exactly. I fuck with it. It's like he like Galveston, not San Antonio. It's Galveston women. Yeah. But I'm down for them to try. I'm just not thinking. I'm not optimistic on how it's going to actually be. And I know Shaq had basically said something like his deal still isn't like renewed through a Turner. So I don't know how that's going to go. But no, it's going to be different. But I'm willing to see how it's going to all be laid out.
And we all know Shaq is a man of his money. So if they ain't got Shaq money,
that motherfucker will. I can see that motherfucker being like, I'm gonna go to Amazon and I'm gonna do their pregame show because they need a big Shaqapotamus to run them and start them off good.
Shaqazon.
You know what? That motherfucker would go Shaqazon.
I told you.
Oh my god, that motherfucker would be like, I'm Shaqazon Prime. Even if he don't even go there, he gonna say he's Shaqazon Prime. Trademark that shit before he do.
You could see him going out there and I'll be like, you bastard.
Or Shaq. No, that motherfucker gonna name his name Shaqtimus Prime. And we gonna all basically lose out on the t-shirt money that could have been out about that.
Heck, don't you do it either.
He said it first. All right. Nate said it first. Shaq. It is on YouTube in its glory. Shaq. Pay my man his money for giving you a new nickname. All right.
I said it first. Now, with inside the NBA kind of being out the way, we have to talk NFL with you guys. Now, if you guys been paying attention to the league, what's going on, Kansas City finally took a defeat. But more spectacular thing that's been going on that's been giving people hope are the Buffalo Bills. Okay? The Buffalo Bills, with a basically newer wide receiving core, still got Josh Allen back, are 9-2 right now, and they're number one in the AFC East, okay? And it got a lot of people buzzing, Rob. It got a lot of people buzzing. This Buffalo's year. But they destined to be the great one.
That's what we're all trying to figure out, because is this Buffalo team Destiny's Child? That's what we need to find out, because right now we have a Buffalo team that had 2 losses this year. The one loss against the Texans, another loss against the Ravens in back-to-back weeks. This is still a really good offense, even though they lost Stephon Diggs. They still got Josh Allen. They got a really good defense still, even though they lost some pretty good players as well, like Tre'Davious White, Jordan Poyer. Like, they basically have like a kind of backup DB core that they've had comparatively what they've had in the past. And so the question is this the team that's going to actually beat, say, the Kansas City Chiefs or some of these other teams that are more formidable that they've lost in the past, like the Bengals in the playoffs and everything like that? And my answer is no. They're not. Because the thing is, when it comes to this team, even though the losses have been to good teams that are in the AFC, that man Josh Allen has a propensity to take defeat out the jaws of victory. Like, that man has the ability to basically squander a game at any time, and I feel like it's gonna happen again. I think that defense is going to probably play well, but something that this motherfucker is going to do is going to lose them that game. And until that motherfucker shows me that he can stay competent and stay well and not try to throw through motherfuckers, when the game is on the line, I think I'm not going to believe that he is the dude to make this happen. And granted, he has the talent. They have the team to kind of do that. It's just that I don't believe in him to make it happen all the way through. Because Kansas City, like with Patrick Mahomes, they're not having the year that they usually have, even though they're undefeated. Like, they're very flimsy undefeated.
Oh no, they were
undefeated. Yeah, sorry. Buffalo. Even though they're only 9-1, it's a very flimsy 9-1, like extremely flimsy 9-1. So I mean that, but even with that, it's like Patrick Mahomes gets shit done when shit needs to get done, whether it's ugly or not. And it feels like that shit's going to happen again when it's nut cutting time and they need to basically go through the playoffs. I just don't believe in Josh Allen to basically be the dude. And so it's tough to say, kind of a mind fuck altogether, but I don't believe in him. I just don't.
So this is my prediction. I'm going to say a few things that I believe are going to be the deciding factors for them not to win. Okay? Stephen A. Smith said one day that the Chiefs don't look as formidable as they did last year. Okay? Now, I want to remind everybody that around this time last year, we were saying the same fucking
that is true.
thing. Okay? And then all of a sudden, everything clicked. Okay? Patrick Mahomes isn't clicking right now. But when he clicks, what happened?
That motherfucker goes gangbusters.
They ran right through. Exactly. And we're putting him in the same position as last year, saying, we don't think Kansas City can get it done because there's no Tyreek Hill, there's no this, there's no that, they can't catch the ball, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, everybody starts catching the ball. Patrick Mahomes is having a substandard Patrick Mahomes year, okay? 10 games in, okay? But everybody forgetting that there's still a back half to the season, okay? It's just like a golfer. He can play bad on that front nine and pick up everything he needs on the back nine to get this win, okay? And I think that's what Patrick Mahomes is about to do the most damage, Rob. Going in on a back half of this season, and it's going to start tomorrow with goddamn Carolina, okay? Don't be surprised if Kansas City comes out there and he hangs 3 touchdowns and then they run for another 1 or 2 and they bulldoze Carolina. And I feel like that's going to be the starting point in that proverbial shit rolling downhill, but in a good way. And this is where he starts to make his march on the backside and give you motherfuckers issues. Because we all forget that they played good teams and won already. Okay? We forget that. So let's start week 1. Okay? Week 1. He went 1-1 against Baltimore, okay? He was 20 of 28, 291, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Longest one was 35 yards, okay? Since the start of the season, he's had his wide receiving core and the playbook has changed up and down. Rice is there. Who was his? Rice came out like gangbusters in the beginning. We were like, okay, this could be nasty. They were running jet sweeps with Worthy, fast as fuck, boy, and it was looking dangerous. Injury hits, okay? Kelsey isn't quite catching the ball. Plus, he was running around with this stupid ass mustache and look that he had. I don't know what the hell Taylor Swift got him doing. But then, a couple weeks now, he gets D-Hop. D-Hop premieres, catches 2 touchdowns, right? Now we're in flux of how is Andy Reid going to set up the playbook. Worthy had a pretty good game. Like, he got off a little bit. So now we got to figure out, what are we going to do with the young dude, okay? And where is Travis going to be effective for us, okay? If they make that click versus Carolina, which I'm sorry, Bryce Harper, you're going to be the proverbial, person catching the paddle probably this week. And which you've been catching it all season, so it shouldn't matter at this point. If they take off and start rolling this week, week 12, this is where I feel like shit is going to start rolling downhill in a good way, and they might take off, because this is we put them in a position where we're downplaying them, and they're 9-1. Think about this, Ron. They're playing bad football, and they're 9-1. Who the fuck plays bad football and is 9-1?
This is so. What I would say, I would counterpoint. In, what was it, 2 years ago, my beloved Vikings were 13. What were we? 13-4. I think that's what it was. What did we do in the playoffs? What may I say? Because we won we won, like, I think all of our 12 games was like 1-score games, and we also like had the biggest comeback in NFL history against the Colts, down like 35. What did we do? We lost to the Giants, quarterbacked by now cut Daniel Jones. We were the reason that motherfucker had a big ass contract, and now he ain't even there no more.
That's true.
That's where I would give pause when it comes to the Chiefs. Now, granted, we are not that, or the Chiefs ain't that bad. I don't think they're that flimsy, because that defense is really good. I think that Patrick Mahomes can make it happen and can basically become Superman again, especially because they're going for the 3-peat. Like, that's the other thing about this year. They're going for the 3-peat. I just say, when it comes to, they're playing bad, like when it comes to saying what their record is and basically bringing that as a notion of whatever, everybody didn't believe in that 2022 Vikings team and was proven damn near right. Even though people are, talking about that last play, Kirk Cousins made the right play. But it's still to the point of you can be flimsy with a great record.
Okay. And here's my counterpoint to that counterpoint. Kirk Cousins was your goddamn quarterback.
I get it.
I feel like that's enough that I have to say right there, because he has a set of weapons in goddamn Atlanta right now, and he refuses to throw to the tight end. I see why Kyle Pitts don't run routes no more, because he barely see the goddamn
it's something
ball.
About, like, I don't know what it is, because, like, I'm gonna look at Kyle Pitts' targets, because it's to where everybody was looking at that motherfucker like, he is gonna be great. I can't wait to see him play. And every fucking team and every fucking regime within Atlanta is basically be like, why the fuck are we even thinking about this nigga? Why is this nigga here? He had 110 targets. Damn, he made the Pro Bowl in his rookie year?
Yeah.
But yeah, he had 110 targets. Since then, his years he had 59 in 2022, 90 in 2023, and 52 this year. I really don't know what. Like, he must have said something to somebody about their moms, cursed them, something. Because that nigga does not get the ball any kind of way.
I want to throw this out.
But it's also... Go ahead.
Ray McLeod III, who is one of the rotational receivers, has more targets than Kyle Pitts. Okay? He has more targets than Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, because I was gonna be like, you got Drake. You do have Drake London on that team. You do have Drake London on the team. You got Bijan Robinson. So it is where there are some players on that team. But Ray McLeod is not one of those players. Ray McLeod is a good player. He is a good slot player, but he is not a Kyle Pitts type player. as far as potential.
Bijan is your running back. Kyle has 52 targets. Bijan has 50 as the
which is
back.
also crazy because of how good he is as like not just as I don't understand it because I could be like, oh, Bijan got all the targets. Yeah, that's understandable. Drake London got all the targets. Yeah, that's understandable. Ray McCloud has more than Kyle Pitts. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to preserve him.
There's only one person who has more yak than Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts has 227 yards in yak, right? Fucking Bijan has 434. Kyle Pitts is second, and he has 30 and 40 less targets than Mooney and Drake London. The guy who is your yak master, that's a huge target.
Yeah.
Okay? Kirk Cousins doesn't throw the ball his way.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins is the reason why like I have just been like, I'm gonna just take Kyle Pitts out of my fantasy lineup because he doesn't throw the ball. Whenever he does throw the ball that way, it's a rarity. Because it's like I'll see him and people try to talk bad about him and they say, oh man, he doesn't run routes. I wouldn't run routes either. This motherfucker don't throw the ball his way like that.
Yeah.
What am I gonna get out there and do? Look, 1 reception, 3 yards, 4 reception, 3 targets, 1 reception, 6 targets. That was against New Orleans. 4 reception, 1 target in Dallas against Dallas. 1 target. He had 5 against Tampa Bay. That was like some of the most, and he had 9 against Seattle. Okay, and he had 7 receptions. He had 65 yards. Okay. He don't see the ball like that sometimes. This is not like it's people try to make it seem like he has like this. He doesn't get the ball. The most targets he's had this year is 9 against Seattle and 8 against Tampa Bay, the game that they won in overtime.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's sad.
Yeah, it really is. But back to you, Bills. Y'all not.
Nah.
Y'all not. I ain't worried about it.
This is the best year for it, though. Which is crazy because they don't have Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I would say Gabe Davis too, but But like, no Stephon Diggs on this team. And granted, Stephon Diggs is out for the season, but like, it is kind of crazy. Like, this is the year, and we as a coalition still don't believe in you.
Just don't. Why believe in them? There you go. Just why believe in them. Now, as we hang our hats still in New York, it has been talked about who is going up in the Hall of Fame class. And there's one quarterback that some people are, throwing out there. Is he or is he not? And we're here to talk about that quarterback right now. And that quarterback's name is Eli Manning. Okay? So, I have referred to Eli Manning many times as the Manning brother that looks like he picks his own boogers and flicks them shits. He's also the Manning brother that has beat Tom Brady, okay? Some people will say, well, Eli has 2 Super Bowls. That doesn't count towards your Hall of Fame. It looks nice on the resume, but those are a team thing.
Contributing factor, but yeah.
Very much so a contributing factor. And then someone will say, well, he has those 2 Super Bowl MVPs. That shit is kind of subjective. I'm going to be honest with you because he threw some bad passes that were caught by receivers and they managed to pull this out. Okay. Now, before I give my take, Rob, do you think that he's a legit Hall of Famer?
Do I think Alicia Nelson Manning is a NFL Hall of Famer? Let's see, what way can I say this without being disrespectful? No. Like, no. Here's why. 4. Count them. 4 Pro Bowls for Eli Manning. That's it. 4 Pro Bowls throughout his career. No All-Pros. He did win a Walter Payton Award. Cool. But the thing is, no. Yes, he went to the Super Bowl. He won twice. He got 2 Super Bowl MVPs. Iconic moments within those Super Bowls. Got you. Beat Tom Brady. Whatever. It still don't matter, bro. Like, because the thing is, when it comes to the Hall of Fame, it is an individual award. Super Bowls are a team award or a team accomplishment. There's difference. Now, granted, when I look at Pro Football Reference, the the people within his, similarity scores or whatever, the first name that came up, Warren Moon. Absolutely one of the best quarterbacks ever. But the thing about it is, Warren Moon is the greatest Canadian player basically ever, and became a 9-time Pro Bowler within the NFL. That's the difference between, say, a Eli Manning and a Warren Moon. One of them was chosen by his peers and by fans to be as one of the best players in the NFL at his position. The other one overwhelmingly didn't. Eli Manning played 16, a quarter of the time was selected as one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Where basically, if you basically are not playing in the Super Bowl, you basically gonna get picked if you're one of 7 motherfuckers that basically still want like to play. And so that's the thing when it comes to, he is not a Hall of Famer. You can put, hey, he beat Tom Brady. Whoop de fucking do, so did Nick Foles. All right. It's not something that you can basically be like, this is the reason why he should basically get in. Same thing with like Matt Stafford, for example. Matt Stafford only went to 2 Pro Bowls and basically had a Super Bowl title. Like, when you can't say that you're one of the best quarterbacks within your time frame, that's a big delineator when it comes to, because when it comes to like making the Hall of Fame as a quarterback, you have to be one of the best talents in your time, somebody that's groundbreaking and one of the best in your time, or an ultimate winner, or had like stats like crazy. Eli didn't have that. Okay. When he basically went to the playoffs, the 4 times or 5 times he went to the playoffs, 2 of those times he went to the Super Bowl. All those other times he did not win a playoff game or was not a winner in a playoff game. So yes, if you want to say he's the ultimate winner, he ain't even that. All right. So there's nothing that you can really put out there to basically say that he's a Hall of Famer. He's not. And that's okay. Because not many motherfuckers, it's only like 24 quarterbacks that's made the Hall of Fame out of the thousands of quarterbacks that's played. It's okay to basically say that somebody's not a Hall of Famer. Eli is not.
And here's the crazy part. It's like 24 that made the Hall of Fame. It's 10 of them that don't have a Super Bowl ring. It's 10 of them. So that goes to show you that's a 50-50 type thing that even helps decide whether or not you even, it's a great accomplishment. So look, Dan Marino is said to be one of the best to ever do it, okay? Doesn't have a ring. Hall of Famer. Jim Kelly, no ring, Hall of Famer. Dan Fouts, no ring, Hall of Famer. Warren Moon, no ring, Hall of Famer, okay? We're not even going to talk about like some of the older guys, Uffy Lehman's, Charlie Trippy. We're not even going to talk about those guys. Let's just go as close to as modern. We'll start with like Dan Fouts winning in 93, Jim Kelly winning the 02 class, and Marino 05, Warren in 06. Does he have some of the numbers? Okay, so Eli has 57,000 yards, okay? So you might say, okay, he got more yards than Warren Moon, okay? Does that put him in there? No. Yards don't really matter. Because yards is a subjective thing because offense has changed over time. And it's going to be somebody somewhere that's going to try to use that argument for quarterbacks. But you have to remember, offense changed. Offense used to be, my running back has to be really good. My quarterback has to be accurate, put the ball downfield whenever we need to go downfield. And he has to be able to protect the ball somewhat. That's what offense used to be, okay? Then as offense evolved and the rules evolved, you kind of can't touch the quarterback as much. They're going to spread out the offense. You can't fuck up them receivers as much, so they're going to get downfield. Receivers are bigger. They're more physical. They're getting downfield. The ball is flying now. The game went vertical, okay? And to me, the best person that showed you the game went vertical was Drew Brees. Whenever Drew Brees came out there throwing for 5,000, I think he threw for 5,000 like 3-4 times, something like that. Drew Brees showed you we can make this motherfucker fly. We can get up and down the field all game long, okay? And that showed to me, especially in 2009, whenever the Saints won it showed me it was like, football ain't about to be, look, you're going to need a running game for that pass action. But outside of that, you're about to make this motherfucker fly. And they've been letting it fly ever since then, and offense has changed because it's going to be a debate later on. Is Russ going to get into the Hall of Fame? I don't think he probably will. But they're going to use his numbers to try to push him into there, but he's not there. Okay?
Good. So, I mean to fuck you up.
Yeah, but I don't think Russ is going to be one of those guys who's going to make it. He's going to be a really good quarterback whenever it's all said and done, but he's not Warren Moon-ish to me, maybe. Maybe if you kind of throw that in there and say he did this, to me, if you want to give him a shot at getting in the Hall of Fame, if he bring the Steelers to a Super Bowl, and he has, like, if he plays another year or two and he has 2 more good years, wins the Super Bowl, goes out like that, then you might say, okay, we might have to look at him a little bit differently. And I know somebody's going to say, well, you just said Super Bowls don't count. Well, for him, it's going to matter.
It's 2 things. So not just Super Bowls, but it was the fact that he went to the Pro Bowl 9 times. So he was chosen as one of the best quarterbacks a good amount of his career. And so just to bring up, like, when it comes to, like, as far as when it comes to, like, kind of delineating between the quarterbacks. So Pro Football Reference has what's called a Pro Football Hall of Fame monitor. And they have it for each position. And the monitor is a metric designed to estimate a player's chances of making the Pro Football Hall of Fame using assisted value. I think that's what AV is. But basically, Pro Bowls, All Pros, championships, and various stat milestones. And basically, it lists the players listed below are the top 250 Hall of Fame monitor rated quarterbacks from starting in 1955 and had played at least 50 games in their career. A score of 100 is the modern era inductee, is the average for the modern era inductee. Also, the Hall of Fame monitor average is 108 as of right now, as what I'm seeing. So for what we're talking about, Russell Wilson has a Hall of Fame monitor rating of 89.3. So right now, where his career stands is 89.3. Where do you think Eli Manning's is?
Not gonna cheat because I do have the 60 something.
It's actually 85.5. But the thing, because I know somebody brought this up, and that's why I basically saying this right now. But the one people he's in between. So one is Kurt Warner, who's at 88.78 and is in the Hall of Fame. And the other one's Kenny Stabler.
Mm-hmm.
The other is Ken Anderson, who played for the Jets, I believe. But Kenny Stabler. The thing about Kurt Warner and Ken Stabler, because Eli is 2 above Ken Stabler. Ken Stabler was a former MVP and won Super Bowls and everything like that. Kurt Warner, another MVP that basically won Super Bowls and won a Super Bowl. The thing about this is Eli Manning, yes, he won 2 Super Bowls or was a winning quarterback of 2 Super Bowls, but he never won an MVP and only got Pro Bowl 4 times. Even if you put like Cam has a 70 Hall of Fame monitor rating. He still won. He went to the Super Bowl and won an MVP and carried that Panthers team to an MVP. Absolutely carried them. That's the thing about Eli. He's never carried a team. He barely was a pro bowler. He's just a guy who was there. And that's the thing when it comes to him. He's just a dude that was there. Played well in those Super Bowl runs, but was just a guy that was there overall in his career.
Yeah. And he also had what I like to call it was right time, right place with him and that team. Because we both know on both of those Super Bowl runs, they got hot the back half and they made it through everybody else. Like, Tom Brady should look the second time. I think Tom said, "I'm gonna cook this motherfucker if I see him again," and he couldn't. He didn't beat it. And Tom was like, "That son of a bitch got me twice." Because if I was Tom, I know I'd be happy with my 7 rings, but I'd be like, if I seen him somewhere, it wouldn't matter how much. Maybe that's just competitive in me. I'd be looking at Eli like, you booger picking ass motherfucker. I should have had 9 rings because of your ass. You managed to skate and get me twice. I might call him out to a throwing competition in the backyard. Hey, we're going to throw for money back here. $100 a ball. Let's see who are better. I'd be back trying to win something up. Put one of them rings up there
Mm-hmm.
online. Put one of them up there. Let me get one of them back. And I'll take a picture with all of them on. If I beat him, I'd be like, went back and got what was mine. And me and him had to get busy on that one. But that's just me, because he was right place, right time, got hot with them Giants teams. Them Giants teams got hot, won 2 Super Bowls, and from those teams, I'm trying to think about who left any of those teams and was successful after that. Who? Because I think Victor Cruz left, I think, at one point. He was salsa dancing somewhere else, I think, and he wasn't successful. Plexico wasn't any good anywhere. Shot itself, yeah. Odell wasn't on the team. He was a Giant, though. Nobody from those 2 Super Bowl teams, I think, went anywhere after that and was successful. Like who? And not to mention, they had that massive ass defensive line running the NASCAR package whenever they won those Super Bowls.
Justin Tuck, Miura. Yep.
They had a massive defensive line that was wrecking shop up front against offensives. And I'm going to be real. Tom should have tried to pay their ass up.
Yeah.
Second time.
Kids, put in your Googles Justin Tuck. That motherfucker was great for those teams.
Yeah. He was immaculate those runs. That's why I said we're going to see how this is going to pan out for other quarterbacks. But if Eli gets in, that means you've lowered the bar to me. You've lowered the bar. Because if he gets in with 2 Super Bowls and 4 Pro Bowls, then Russ got to get in with 1 Super Bowl and 9 Pro Bowls. Like, he has to get in, which I'm going to be real with you. I think if it wasn't for the division that he's playing in and the fact that he didn't start this year, but I think if he played really well this year, the entire year, he would be a questionable selection to make another one. From what he's done in the 5 short game span that he's had right now. Because even in their loss this past week, that wasn't him. Mike Tomlin, you just called a bunch of bad plays. Not even going to talk about you. I was clearly upset with you when I was tweeting. Not even going to go in on your ass with that shit. Like, it was extremely upset. But you have to put Russ in if you put Eli in.
Have to.
You have to. It's nothing else that you can do. And I know there's going to be some people say, oh, it's not. Nah, that is what it is. You're going to have to put him in there. Because I even clicked it just to see what you were talking about. And yeah, Russ is above Kurt, and Kurt is in there. And the ones that aren't in there right now, Brady, he's going to go in. Rodgers is probably going to go in there. Breeze is definitely going in there. Roethlisberger is going to go in there because of his tenure as a Steeler and what he did there. I don't know about Phillip Rivers and Matt Ryan.
Yeah, those are maybes. I think I kind of feel like they're going to make it in because they were one of the best quarterback. Like, I think Phillip Rivers, Phillip Rivers, 8-time Pro Bowler, comeback player of the year. He was one of the best in that time. He just didn't play on great teams. Matt Ryan, 4-time Pro Bowler, MVP. I think he eventually makes it in.
Yeah. He maybe might. And then outside of that, some of the other current ones are like Patrick Mahomes. Patrick is going in. Patrick is like that rare occurrence. If he retired tomorrow, he's going to go in for what he did, his 5,000-yard seasons, his 3 Super Bowls. Patrick Mahomes is going in there. Like, he's in there. Like, no doubt about it. He's just in there. It's like, boom, go ahead in there. We'll go ahead and get you in there and get that over with. Shit. Yeah. They almost need they might need to just induct him right now and be like, look, Pat, we're gonna go ahead and give you gold jacket right now. We'll give you this one right now, bro. You got this. You got this. Now, before we get up out of here, we got one more thing to talk about. It's right around the corner. It's coming up later on this week. A lot of good Thanksgiving dishes out there. You got your turkeys, whether it be smoked, baked, fried, and your green beans and and I got greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes. You got all of that coming out of them. Rob wants to make, a grassroots effort with you guys right now because it's a certain dish that he thinks that should be a part of Thanksgiving. I'm gonna go ahead and pass that to him and let him
Thank you there, sir. So I have been a part of this and I have been saying it and it's fallen on deaf ears. I cannot say that it hasn't. But I think we as a people, because I know like people say, well, turkey, you have that in Thanksgiving. Green bean casserole, dressing, macaroni and cheese, cranberry sauce, all these things you have in Thanksgiving. And that's what our core to Thanksgiving's ethos. That's what that's what you've had, all that shit. But the one thing that should be a Thanksgiving dish, and I'll cry on this hill as long as I can, is pizza. I'll say it again for the people in the back. Pizza should be a Thanksgiving dish. And I know what you're saying. You saying this in disgust. You're like, pizza? All in that wine and all in that loud pitched voice. But think about it. Let's break this down. Because the reason why we have all these turkey and all this shit, ham and all that for Thanksgiving is because it just always has been that. That's it. It's not really like a reason. It's not like a turkey came from up high and said, you will dine on me as for I am the poultry of choice. No, we just said the Pilgrims, before they stole the, Native Americans' land, was like, hey, here's some turkey. We chopped it up. We saw it was over there. We basically oven fried it or however they did it. And basically here's some corn and some other shit. Pizza is here now. We can do this as a meal. Because think about it. What is the most communal gift or communal dish one can eat? That basically is like, for a fact, everybody loves it. Not everybody loves the certain topics on it, but everybody loves it. Pizza. It's the thing that brings us together as a people. Even has alliteration wise, pizza, people. Why wouldn't pizza be the ultimate communal dish on the ultimate communal holiday? And granted, you can do whatever you want. You could make a turkey and cranberry pizza. You can make a mac and cheese pizza. CC's been doing that shit for years. You can basically do things with pizza and you can make your creativity flow. Hell, making the pizza can be a communal thing. Think about it. You can make little pizzas. You can make a big pizza. Everybody damn near got an oven or at least got a phone to basically hit up Papa John's, Pizza Hut and all them. So I'm just saying, people, as we basically embark on another Thanksgiving, think to yourself, wouldn't pizza make this better? And my answer, especially because I brought the shit up, is yes. Yes, pizza should be a core dish to Thanksgiving. And I'll take whatever you put it in the comments. Go to Twitter or X. Or I don't even call it. No, it's not X. It's never going to be X. It's Twitter. It was born Twitter, die Twitter. Go to Twitter. Go to YouTube. Go to TikTok. Go to everything. Tell me why I'm wrong. And I will prove to you why I'm right. And why Thanksgiving is going to be pizzified going forward. Thank you.
And that's Rob with his effort to go ahead and get y'all to add pizza to the Thanksgiving list of stuff up there and make it a dish. Now, with that being said, you already know Price, Rob, Bruh Migos podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Almost to 100 subscribers. Just a few short. So go ahead and push that button. It's free. You can unsubscribe anytime you like, but you might want to stick around and share the
Tell your peoples to tell your peoples about us.
Tell them, everybody. And don't forget, we do have a W code, Bruh Migos Pod. It'll always flash. We'll put it up there. Get you 10% off some W. Like, subscribe. Like I said, we're on TikTok. We're on Twitter. We're here. We're everywhere. But we're getting everywhere. Yeah, we're getting everywhere. We're getting, gotta say it like that, everywhere. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get up out of here.
What the hell?
I'm going to go ahead and take us up out of here. Good night. We love you, Taylor Swift. Get him to change that shit that's on his face, bro. Like, what is that Travis got going? I don't even know. But we love y'all. Good night, Billie Eilish. You know, we love you too. You know, shout out to you. And I'm going to go ahead and take us out. Deuces.
Hold on.
Thanks for checking out this episode of the Bra Amigos podcast. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an episode.